Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, the next topic is data mining. Under that, clustering and association rule. Before we start off with clustering and association, let us look at the definition of data mining. What is data mining? It is a process of extracting meaningful information from the huge databases to find interesting patterns and to study the trends in order to make informed decisions. It is a process of searching large databases to look out for interesting patterns and trends which cannot be found using simple analysis techniques. So data mining, there are different data mining tools. Okay, so data mining is also called knowledge discovery in data, KDD. Data mining is also called knowledge KDD or knowledge discovery in data. Okay, so let us take one real-time example. Yes, who's that? Liket. Okay, so it is a process which extracts meaningful information from huge databases to identify trends, patterns, and useful data. The main objective is to make data supported decisions from huge databases. So let us take one example, real-time example. So this is a Google search engine. Are you able to see the screen, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a Google search engine. You all know why it is used. What this search engine is, can anybody say? From technical point of view, everyone knows, everyone, even a non-technical person knows what this Google engine is. You people being in computer science and engineering, you are a CSE graduates, right? You are in final year. What this Google search engine from the technical point of view, can anybody explain?
Ma'am, it basically queries from a large data set of websites that are available based on the keywords that we give. It basically queries the data set and retrieves the pages, something like that.
Okay. Don't you think it is a data mining tool? Don't you all think Google search engine is a data mining tool? Isn't it a data mining tool? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Yes, it is a data mining tool, isn't it? So what exactly is data mining? What is data mining here? Data mining is the process of digging meaningful data out of huge databases, right? Mining from the database is called extraction. Okay, so here Google search engine, this Google search engine, of course, it is a data mining tool. It refers to a huge database of internet resources. Now I give Amrita University. So what is this? It is a query. It is a keyword given by me. It is a keyword given by the user. So what does it do? What this Google search engine does? What does it do? Google search engine refers to a huge database of internet resources, and it refers to web pages, news groups, right? Images, maps, videos, and more. So here Google search engine is a data mining tool. It is collecting my keyword and it is referring to the database of its own and displaying all the relevant information for me, isn't it? So it is called a data mining tool, and it helps you to locate information on the World Wide Web, right? So using keywords given by the user, it searches for the relevant information. It means what it is doing here, it is displaying the information related to Amrita University here, whether it is everything, including image, audio, video, multimedia data, or news about the Amrita University, or the images. Here, this is here data is fetched, data is being fetched, right? Here, the Google tool, Google search engine tool, data mining tool is fetching only the image from the Amrita University database, and it is displaying all the relevant information. Relevant information in the sense, I want to see only images, right? Next, Amrita University news. So it is going to news database and fetching all the data, displaying for the user. So what this Google search engine, in simple words, Google search engine is a data mining tool which extracts meaningful information from the huge databases and displays the relevant information to the user. So here it recognizes patterns in the data sets for a particular set of problems that belongs to a specific domain. Here, data mining tools are widely used by businesses to generate revenues. Okay, and it is used for revenue generation and cost cutting, among other purposes. So there are many definitions for data mining. It is used by businesses or companies to draw out specific information from huge volumes of data to find solutions to their business problems. In financial institutions, right? Financial institutions like big banks, they study the customer history, customer purchase pattern trends, customer loan, right? That is in order to predict the loan, in order to study the credit risk analysis, in order to study their, in order to study customer analysis, they use data mining tools. And data mining tool has the capability of transforming raw data into meaningful information to make better decisions. It has several types. It includes pictorial data mining, text data mining, social media data mining, web data mining, audio and video mining, etc. Have you come across with a tool which does pictorial data mining? Anybody? What is pictorial data mining? Not only Google search engine is a data mining tool. There are huge number of applications which serve as data mining tools. Can you give an example of pictorial data mining?
Ma'am, Google Lens or reverse image search.
Yes, pictorial data mining. There's one example. Netflix, how about Netflix, Amazon Prime?
Yes, ma'am, they can also be called as, because in the videos, the images they saw, based on that, they give the recommendation or something.
Exactly, right? So Netflix, suppose you have watched a movie on, you have watched a patriotic movie. So what this Netflix search engine does, it collects your interest, it collects your history, that is, it knows what all kind of movies you have watched. And it finds the relationship between the movies that are patriotic, and accordingly it displays the movies which you may be interested in watching further, isn't it? So Netflix is also a pictorial data mining tool. Any other examples? Amazon Prime is also any other example of pictorial data mining? A tool which collects pictures or images from the user and displays the relevant information in the same format. Any other examples of pictorial data mining?
Ma'am, can we say OCR tools are the example of this?
What is OCR?
Optical character
Correct.
recognition.
Exactly. OCR is also a pictorial data mining tool. Correct. Next, text mining. Examples of text mining, of course, Google search engine. Other than Google search engine, any other examples?
Filtering malicious traffic, because that is also a text type of thing.
Correct. Correct. That is done by Google search engine as well. And even in companies also, yes, they use for filtering malicious tasks. Examples? Yes, you are right. Can you give a real-time example where it is being used to filter malicious attacks, malicious tasks?
We can tell in Microsoft Teams also. I don't know whether it's used, but even in Microsoft Teams, if someone wants to access it, they can filter the malicious things.
Yes, that is also one example. Yes, correct. Okay, you can give so many number of examples for text mining. The third one, I think you all know, social media mining. Examples of social media mining: Twitter, Facebook. What is there? The other one? Instagram. Yes, Instagram. Yes, any other social media mining tools? Facebook, what does it do? Facebook server acts as a data mining tool which collects information about the Facebook user, what all he clicks, what all data, what kind of data he is accessing. Okay, that is also recorded in the database. What kind of messages you are posting, that is also recorded in the book. How many number of friends you have, your group, all whatever you do on the Facebook is recorded in its database. And a tool, data mining tool, which is part of Facebook, helps you to extract the data. And not only that, at the back end, the same tool is used by the developers in order to display relevant information to the users, and they use the database to generate the revenue for Facebook. Similarly, for other companies, for Twitter, Instagram, etc. Next, web mining. What is web mining?
It's basically, ma'am, like we are crawling the web and finding the website to which all the user is visiting. Like for example, I can take I can take something like datastructure.com, some website. In that there will be so many links that I am crawling and seeing each and every link. Like if,
You can take your example, university example,
yes,
right?
ma'am. If I click on amrita.visvavidyapitham, there will be so
Are
many
you able to see the
links.
screen now? Are you able to see
Yes.
the screen? Yes. What is happening here? Tell me.
So basically, whenever I clicked Amrita University, it has shown me so many links in that one single page. So all that links, I'll crawl again and go in depth, and I can find some more links inside that.
Yeah. So this is called web mining. It is displaying the web addresses, web information, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Correct. Next, audio and video mining. YouTube, right? Here it is also showing audio video mining data. So audio video mining tool, YouTube can also be an audio video mining tool. Any other tools which help you to extract audio video data?
In video, I understood like it can see the images and get the inference from different objects inside that image. But
Basically, yes.
in
Basically, it refers to the multimedia data, isn't it?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, continue.
But ma'am, in audio, how it can be like, is it taking the words that are being told in the audio to search? How is it in the audio, ma'am?
Right now, it is taking my keyword. Okay, Google is taking my keyword. I'll tell you. Yes, YouTube is collecting my voice sample, isn't it? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
YouTube collects your voice sample and displays the data, right? That is audio mining. Video mining, Here it is happening through web mining. So here Amrita University, I click on the Google search engine, I gave Amrita University and it is displaying all the links, and then I selected video data, right? Audio video data. So now it is showing the Google data mining tool itself is displaying audio video data. Here video is not on. It's a kind of multimedia data. So what was your question if somebody was asking?
Ma'am, my question was like in audio, how I'm telling that it's audio mining. What is the process that it's going to use in audio?
Just a minute, I will show you. Okay, let us go here. Let us be in the Google search engine itself. So what is this?
It's basically a voice record, like whatever we say, it will record and search.
It's a data mining tool. It is data mining tool which is collecting my voice sample, right? So that voice sample is basically it is read as an analog signal, then it is converted into digital signal, and then it goes to the database server, Google database server. So if I say, I have to make some settings, speak now. I will say, see, I have to make some settings, speak now. What did it do? It is collecting my voice sample and it is displaying the data. This is called audio mining, right? Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I got one more doubt. Like,
Okay.
it is different from this example. So I can say like this architecture is similar to database management system. So this data mining, the inference part of it, the insight part of it, it's the only extra thing that we are doing in database
It
management.
is not, see, don't say that it is similar to database. It is an additional feature of database.
Okay.
Database is already existing. We have physical database, we have logical database, we have virtual database. Now whatever database is there, Google Cloud, right? So you have Google Drive. That is also a database. It is virtual database. So let us discuss the things in general, because let me see what is the strength instead of starting. Oh, 74 are there. Okay, fine. I'll stick to the subject. Shall I take examples? Yes, here you see different apps, right? Applications. What is this? Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Please don't read any messages from my inbox. So here, what is this? Google Drive, isn't it? So what is this drive? What is it referring to? See, please remember, we are all discussing about the concept of data mining. So what is this referring to? What is Google Drive here?
Whatever the data stored in cloud, it's just bringing me and showing me in UI.
Okay, so is it a cloud data?
Yes, ma'am, it's a cloud-based data and some cache also that is already there in my browser.
Okay, so what is a cloud here?
That cloud is also a database that is virtualized and given to me.
Yeah, it means your data is stored somewhere else. You do not know where exactly your data is stored. It may be stored in US, UK, wherever. You do not know the location of the server, but server is still storing your data and it is making the data available to you anytime, right? So what is cloud? What do you mean by a cloud? What is a cloud?
It's a type of a service that can be anything, that can be an infrastructure or that can be a software or any service that is being maintain maintain somewhere else and provide it to us.
Okay. What is the difference between cloud and a network? Is there any difference between a cloud and a network? Are these two same or different?
Actually, networking makes it possible to get connected with the cloud.
Okay. So let us go back to your Google example. All of you are, I think all of you have Google accounts, right? Okay, let us assume that all have Google accounts and all of you are Google users. And all the users in India, their data is stored somewhere else. Maybe their data is stored in New Delhi, or maybe it is in Singapore or in US. You don't know where exactly your data is stored, but still the services are provided to you anytime. The services are transparent. So cloud is nothing but a hidden network, right? You know what is network? What is a network with respect to computer science? Network, it's the group of computer system, server, and other electronic gadgets, right? So network, a network which is virtualized is called cloud. So in other words, cloud is nothing but a hidden network. A hidden network in the sense you do not know where the network is existing. It is virtual. You do not know where exactly the server is stored, but still you are getting the services from the server. So such a hidden server is also called cloud, or it is a part of cloud. So why the name is cloud? The services can be migrated from one network to another network. So now cloud computing is nothing but what is cloud computing here? Your smartphones, you are able to operate your smartphones, right? Your smartphone is connected to some internet service provider, Airtel, Vodafone, Spice, whatever, BSNL. So whatever you do on your mobile phone is called mobile computing or cloud computing. Now right now I'm using this internet, I'm using this slide PPT for teaching you people. So this is also called cloud computing. So what this data mining, it is a tool which is collecting information from the cloud and displaying the meaningful information to the users. So here, so in other words, it is a process. Okay, it is a process. It is a logical process which extracts meaningful information, finds interesting patterns, and displays relevant information to the user. So any other doubts so far? These are all prerequisites. Concepts are prerequisites. Video mining. What is video mining? What is an example of video mining?
Self-driving car.
Sorry?
Self-driving car, they need a video feed now, ma'am.
Okay. One more simple example. One more simple example. Video mining. So now I will give it's a search engine tool which is collecting my query and displaying all the videos, right? So what is exactly happening behind the scenes? Is collecting my query and displaying the multimedia data or video data to the user. So other examples of video mining tool or data mining tool, YouTube is one example. Other examples, have you observed? You being computer science and engineering students, you should be able to analyze these things, how the technology is working. The moment you hold your computer or laptop, you should start analyzing how the things are happening. What happens when I enter Google keywords into the Google search engine? What are the tasks executed behind the scene? How the technology works? What are types
Ma'am,
of
is
Yes.
YouTube video mining or text mining, ma'am? It shows the output as video, but it takes into consideration only the
It
the
is
keywords.
multimedia. YouTube is a multimedia data mining tool. Okay. And here we have not yet reached the stage where we can directly input the video and it is displaying all the relevant videos. Was that your question? Did I answer your question or not?
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
It is a multimedia data mining tool. Okay. But here, is there any option for inputting the video here? No. Or have you come across with any data mining tool where you can input the video and get the relevant videos on the web? Anybody, have you tried? Because I'm not sure. I have not tried it.
Right now
Please
it is just audio is there.
It's audio and text, right? Only
Yeah.
audio and text are there so far. That's what even I observed. So there is no option on any of the application where we can input the video message and get the relevant videos on the web, right? So in simple words, Google search engine and these YouTube, these are called data mining tools, which take audio data and video data. So this is collecting my text, right? It is collecting my text data and displaying the audio and video along with the text. So this is how the multimedia tool works. YouTube multimedia data mining tool works. Okay. So in simple words, it's a process of extracting meaningful information to find out the interesting patterns and analyze. So in short, it automatically extracts the data, does automatic summarization of data, it deals with extraction of essence of information stored in the database, and it discovers interesting patterns from the raw data. So there are different techniques in data mining: clustering, association rule, classification, prediction, and sequential pattern. In the syllabus, I think we are covering clustering, association rule, classification. Prediction, you know. Okay. Clustering and association rule in data mining. Clustering is also called clustering analysis. It's a task of categorizing objects of similar characteristics into groups. Okay. It is a task of grouping a set of objects of similar characteristics into similar groups. Then what is association rule? It's a tool or it's a method for discovering interesting relations between variables in large databases. So now you saw this Google search engine. What is clustering? It is a process of grouping objects of similar characteristics into groups or classes or clusters. What is association rule? It is a process of finding relationship among the objects within the clusters. Please remember, it finds out the interesting relationship between the objects within the clusters. So now what is happening here? We'll go back to Google search engine again. See, the moment I started typing Amrita, it is already stored. My keyword is already stored in the cache, in the server cache, right? In the database, in the browser database, and it is displaying here. So that I can take here which saves my time to search. So this is how the browser cache is providing me services. So now tell me how this clustering and association rule are helping each other to display meaningful information. Look at the definition once again. How clustering and association rule are working together in this search engine. Clustering is grouping the objects of similar characteristics into clusters or groups. Segregating the set of objects of similar characteristics into groups or clusters. Association rule is finding the interesting relationship within the objects of a particular cluster. So how these two are working here in this data mining tool? Because we are studying these concepts more in detail in the next slides. No response. Okay, we'll go to next slide. So data mining is a unsupervised machine learning technique. Both clustering and association rule are in the field of unsupervised machine learning. And clustering is about data points, and association rule mining is about finding relationship between the attributes of those points. It means clustering is to group the data points or objects of similar characteristics, and ARM, what is ARM? Association rule mining. It is to find the relationship between the objects belonging to a particular cluster. So it is a process of segregating huge number of items into small groups sharing similar characteristics. So for example, if I have a list of all people in Asia, I can group them based on their nationalities, like people belonging to India, people belonging to China, people belonging to Singapore, etc. Then what is association rule mining? It is it is a process of measuring the degree of association between two people. Okay, so now if I say Asian users, so then I have to find whether there is any similarities between people in India and people in Singapore, like that. Okay, now here let us take an example. If you go to a grocery shop, there is a high probability that you will buy a jam if you already bought bread there. Okay, this is because bread and jam are the two items that are closely associated. But there is a low probability that you will buy a biscuit if you already bought a book. This is because biscuits and books are not closely associated with each other. So these kind of associations can be identified using some data mining process. So this is nothing but association rule mining. So if we see the definition, if you look at the definition, by the definition, clustering is grouping a set of objects in such a manner that objects in the same group are more similar than those objects belonging to other groups. Whereas association rule is about finding association amongst items within large commercial databases. So let us take an example here. Suppose we have data on these trips, trip ID, in the sense data, these are trip IDs, data on trips and the corresponding products brought or purchased from a particular shop. Okay, here we have only two values, 0 or 1. So 1 means the item purchased, 0 means item not purchased. So let us observe these values. Here we come across with two business questions. Which all trips, okay, which all trips have similar product purchases and which products can be brought together? Okay, here this is a database or a record of a particular shop. These are the trip IDs and there are around 9 products purchased. 1 means product purchased, 0 means product no purchase. So what you have to find out? You have to analyze the data from this database result, right? So which all trips have similar product purchase and which products can be grouped together. So now, which one is clustering here? I gave 2 tasks. First question is which all trips have similar product purchases? Is this question answered by clustering or association rule? Yes, am I audible?
Ma'am, can you repeat the question?
I repeated thrice. Okay, I'll repeat again. Here, this is a database. Okay, this data it shows a record. Okay, here this shows a database. These are the trip IDs and these are the products purchased. Okay, in this table we have only 2 values, 0 or 1. 1 means here let us assume that these are the trips or the visits. You can see visits to the shop T1, T2, T3, T6. Okay. Now the shopkeeper is using this database to find out, to analyze the data in order to meet the customer's needs as well as to generate the revenue for the shop, right? So now this is the database. These are the trips and these are the values. 1 means purchase. P1 is not purchased in the first trip, in the first visit. P2 is purchased, P3 purchased similarly. P5 not purchased, like that. So in the second visit what happens? He has purchased these many products, these many products are not purchased. So it is showing the products purchased or not during these trips. So now we have 2 questions, business questions rather. Which all trips have similar product purchases? Which all trips have similar product purchases? This is my question. Is this question answered by clustering or association rule?
Clustering, ma'am.
How?
Actually, ma'am, in this, the trips, they will be same, like they have made the same purchases. If I take T1 and T3, if they have made the same type of purchases, then that can be termed as clustering. Now coming to association, what I'm telling, I will take only T1 trip. I'll tell that I have made a P1 purchase. So
Okay.
from the insight, I can also tell that I will also make a P6 purchase because they are kind of similar purchases. So that will be association.
Correct. Correct. So which all trips have similar products? This can be answered by clustering, right? Is here you look at the similarities between the trips. Okay, you look at the similarities between the trips. Second question is which products could be grouped together? This is answered by association rule. It means you take a point, select a particular trip. Okay, you select a particular trip. You look at the what to say co-occurrences of the products P1, P2, P3, P4 like that, P4, P5 like that. You look at the co-occurrences of the products within the trip, and associations rule will be derived based on the what to say popular metrics such as support or confidence or lift. Here you will study these concepts in association rule. So first question is answered by clustering, second question is answered by association. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am. I got one more doubt in
Okay.
this. Ma'am, let's say I transpose this data set. My rows becomes the purchases, and my trip ID becomes the basically the columns. Now,
Okay.
if the same question comes, so that may become association, is it, ma'am?
Transposing. See,
Yes, ma'am.
every database it is a structured database, right? Right? It is a structured database. If you transpose that, what happens? Columns, rows will be exchanged, and you want to name columns as T1 to T6, right? Rows as P1 through P9, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
So in that case, yes, it can be, but for training the model, it becomes a little tough. It takes more training time, as well as you may not get accurate results.
Actually, yes, ma'am. Because, ma'am, even if we transpose, still it remains a meaningful data.
Yes. But here we are giving these are the key values. Trip IDs are used as key values for the database. Okay, are you able to see the cursor?
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Yeah, these are used as key references to the databases. So how a reference is made to a particular record or the data using these key values. So if you use these key values, yes, it can be accessed, but it takes more time and you may not get the relevant result. So our main task is to reduce the computation time and to fetch the data at faster rate, isn't it? So we are using this structured data. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what is clustering and what is association with this example. And what you can observe is there is little common in both, because both deal with big data sets to some extent. Next, clustering. Here, this technique is used for document searching, image searching, even to find people from the groups, among the groups, to find cohesive subsets of items. Association rule mining, it could be applied to documents, actual supermarket baskets or semi-structured objects. It finds which items inside the basket predict another item in the basket. So we'll see these more in detail in the next classes. So clustering, now we'll go in detail. Clustering in data mining. So what is the time? Oh, time up. So whatever we discussed so far, is it clear or any doubts? And portion for your first midterm is SVM and PCA both. Whatever examples we discussed during the class are equally important.
Ma'am, all other topics are also there. If you tell SCM and
No. I mean to say, no. I mean to say whatever I taught.
yeah.
Please, students, please make a note. Please make a note. It's not that only portion which taught by me will be asked. It's a
No,
collective portion.
they know that, but then they may take an advantage of it, ma'am.
No. Yes. I understood. I understood your point.
So all the things covered till yesterday's, previous class
Yeah.
would be there.
The portion which has been covered till yesterday,
Yeah.
Taught by both teachers. Okay. Ma'am, what will the pattern of the questions like? It will be. Is it like we have to solve? There will be values coming.
Yeah. You may have numerical problems, and you may have multiple choice also. But you won't have theory writing as such. So mostly there won't be anything to upload, but you would have problems.
Okay.
If at all you are asked to upload, that will be just the steps of this, but mostly we may not be asking that. So I'll just confirm that, but otherwise it is just numerical problems and one word or those kind of questions what you will write in AMS itself. Not like a 3 mark or 4 mark theory answer what you will write and upload. We may not be having that. But you should be understanding the concepts. Just because I told it is not there. Of course, if you have short answers to be answered, you should know the concept.
Okay, ma'am. What will the highest marks that will be given to you?
Who is that?
Sachin Verma.
Actually, definitely, even if I ask highest marks, definitely each topic can be divided and that can be asked as a small question. Just like how much time we have to give to each question.
Exactly the question mark, I am not sure because there may be changes still. So if I tell, it might be a wrong answer. That's why I didn't tell anything. Maybe maximum 5 marks. That's it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
But numericals, you should know whatever problems we have done in classes, you should be aware of solving it. Maybe small problems or larger problems. So go through the problems as well as the theory part, whatever discussed in class. Okay. I think none of the slides are missing. If something is missing, please tell me. I'll just upload it. Yeah, who called? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. Yeah, you are audible.
So 5 marks is the maximum weightage under the question, ma'am. Even for the numericals one, I think 3, 4, the total marks will be of 30, no, ma'am. Mid-sem.
Yeah, 30, yeah.
So 5 marks is just like too much weightage to a question. Can you just keep it like 3?
Maximum, I told.
Yes.
You may not be having that.
I think
I'm not that
max 3 marks is okay. If 5 marks means if we do some small mistake in calculation or concrete interpretation.
Got it. I may not give you that way. Since he asked, I just told maximum 5, not beyond that. I didn't tell that surely you will have a 5 mark question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
I understand your worry. That is, you mean to say, if you make a mistake, surely you will, lose the entire mark.
Lose 5 marks.
Yeah.
Because it will be either filling the blanks or interpretation, no, ma'am. Yeah, it's not descriptive. That's it.
Yeah. Understand.
Okay, time up. Thank you, everyone.
Students, do well. If any specific instruction, we'll give it that time during the test. If any doubts, you can contact us, okay? Just message or I think your class representatives are having the number. Preferably, you can message during the working hours. Anyway, since Monday first slot, if there is something very urgent, like you are not able to understand something very critically, you can just contact. Not an issue. All the materials are there. By chance, if I have missed anything, please remind me, one of you, maybe CRs or somebody who has already gone through the slide. Please tell me, I'll just put it. Okay?
Okay. All the best. Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.